Hi there, I'm Chris, and I'm writing a gay pride tarot story for Gay Pride Month using my gay tarot deck. So today, I've got links down in the description below for the spread I'm using and the deck that I'm using. We've written a story up until this point, or not written a story, but like put some puzzle pieces together. So now today we're doing the hero's spiritual growth. We started him as the Sage of Wands, and he's ending as the Page of Cups. So those are the two signifiers that we're using. And we are going to do a 10-card spread that is mostly known as the Celtic Cross. Let's do this. Now, these are both the hero. Sages are 14, technically the kings, and the 8. So 14 plus 8 is 19. No, 14 plus 8. What is 14 plus 8? I don't even know anymore. Let's just do this really fast because I'm going to have to do some other math. 14 plus 8 equals 22. Okay, so 2, and then 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 is the Emperor. That's an option. The Emperor is another card, so let's just use that as well and see what happens here. 10 of Wands, Priest. So what I did is 14 plus 8 is 22. I am allowed to, if I want to, I can add these both together to make 22 and deduce them down to a major card. So what I did is took 2 plus 2, and that's 4. And 4 in the major arcana is the Emperor. So that's kind of how we're deducing it. So it's very interesting that it's the Emperor. But that's an option to try and just see. So let's try the Emperor. Just want to see, where's this Emperor? I know I saw it recently because there we go, Emperor. So this is the Emperor card for this deck. So I'm just going to put those 3 cards up at the top, just so that I have it to look at. So now we're going to do the Celtic Cross for the hero's spiritual growth. So let's see what comes out of this. Oh, and the cards did not want to be shuffled that time, which usually I feel like the cards don't want to be shuffled, but I'm going to force them to be shuffled for this anyway. Okay, so they didn't even shuffle that time at all. So we're just not even going to shuffle them anymore. They're just done. Apparently they know what Sage has gone through. So let's go and forth and do this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so again, I will be putting the picture of the spread on my Instagram and on my website, so you can actually see what I am looking at as well. I'm also going to be holding up the cards for you. So we're doing the Celtic Cross. So the first card is my main character having mastered the new and ordinary worlds. It's the confidence level, the competence, the intentions, internal and external changes. I think there's a sequel to this story. What? My cat is yelling at me. What? Come here. Come here. Come say hi to the people. Come say hi to the people. Okay, or run away from me. So So I got the 10 of Cups reversed. Maybe he's able... Something with his emotions. You know, this is kind of how I look at these, how I've looked at these in the past for my own personal reviews. So in the tarot, there are 14 cards to a suit. There's cards 1 through 10, and then a page, knight, queen, and king. And the 1 through 10 cards are how a journey is taken. Aces are the very beginning, 10s are the end. And a 10 of Cups that's right side up is an ending. It's a happy ending. It's a complete ending. It's, partner, kids, house, rainbow, nice land, own something. But how I've kind of looked at, instead of it being blocked, since this is supposed to be the confidence level, the confidence, the intentions, the internal and external changes, and what my main character has mastered in the new and the ordinary worlds, I think he's going on another... this is another emotional journey. Instead of it being the end, I feel like it's a new, it's almost like he didn't know the next journey that was going to come or something. It's almost like the end of a show or a movie where you think it's the end, and then they flip it, and then there's like a big reveal, and it just flips the whole idea on its head. Kind of like maybe something similar to The Sixth Sense, where we find out that Bruce Willis is dead the entire time. Sorry, spoilers. This movie's been out for over 20 years, so go watch it. But I kind of feel like that's kind of what this card is. It's just like the end is flipped on him. So I think he's learned how to handle his emotions in a new way for a new direction for himself. And that's kind of what I'm getting with that. Number 2 is the complications from having completed the adventure. Option 1 is the solve with no third act. I have it with and then an N. I think that's with no. Option 2 is to use to write a sequel. Option 3 would be to leave them alone. Now, again, I got complications from having completed this as the moon. If the moon is obviously also reversed, because it's the title is facing toward my left. It makes me feel like there's another sequel or another journey to be had, because he still needs to find someone, or maybe he doesn't. You know what? I'm going to go another route with this as well, and just kind of put this out there and just kind of say that media has brainwashed us to make us feel like we need someone to complete ourselves. I don't think that that's true. I think that we can be whole ourselves, and if we find a partner, it can be true love. For everything with them and nothing without them, kind of a thing. It's a lot. There's a lot more to that process, that thought process. And if you really want to know about that, go watch Daniel Sloss. It's on net. It's a comedy special on Netflix, and it's called Jigsaw. And I think it just made so much sense. I just kind of think the complications are that maybe he's just going to have complications with relationships, but I think he has enough self-confidence in himself now to be his whole self. And that's complications enough as it is, right? Because it's hard enough to find someone else who wants to be around you sometimes when you want to be in a relationship. I just think that he's something about being your true authentic self is a complication, especially in this day and age, and especially being a gay person or an LGBTQ person in this day and age. And so that's what I'm kind of getting from those two cards there. Number 3, the lessons learned. Okay. 6 of Wands. I have to celebrate yourself. Cheer on yourself. Go on that gay pride. Be in the gay pride parade. Love yourself. This is either a being set off, being happy to go off to a destination, or coming back like you've finished something. And I feel like this is more of him coming back. He's been able to find more about himself, and he's been able to he can cheer that on. He's grown. He's learned how to handle his first relationship. He's learned how to handle his first breakup, and he's grown, and he's been able to come to himself and be himself. And that's kind of where I'm getting. So cheer that on. Be proud of that. Now, the number 4 is the lessons not learned. We got the 6 of Pentacles again. It's not reversed. What I'm getting from it more is something to the effect of maybe he still needs to figure out how to give and take in a relationship. And he doesn't even know which one this is yet. Maybe all this, like what I've said with the moon and with the 10 of Cups reversed, is that the lessons not learned is which one he is in the relationship and how he doesn't know himself fully to be in a relationship. So maybe the lessons not learned is probably him not knowing how to be in a relationship until he knows more about himself. That's kind of what I'm getting from that. It's just kind of like, this is a little bit more like, what your roles are. And I feel like since he's just now coming out of something possibly traumatic, a first love, a first breakup, a first relationship, I kind of feel like he doesn't know who he is. And now that he knows and is confident that he's gay, he needs to figure out what that means for himself. So that's what I kind of think. He hasn't learned that. Number 5 is the past. Well, the past is the Guide of Swords. It is reversed. So obviously his past is that he's broken up with the Guide of Swords. And I did not plan these. I'm just saying the Guide of Swords is just, was our signifier for Guy, the guy that Sage was with, but it's a reverse. So he's obviously, it's a relationship that failed. It's this ex. It is something he's blocked out of his mind, moving on from. It's one of those kind of situations. Number 6 is the immediate future, which is the 7 of Wands, which kind of makes sense with what I was saying about the lessons learned. The 7 of Wands is kind of like war coming at you, and how you have to fight against that. And a lot of people might, in this world that we've created, might come at Sage and tell him, if you are gay, you have to like this. If you are gay, you cannot like that. And maybe he needs to find himself. This is him finding himself. This is him going against the world and finding his true self. All the things that he's against, now that he's come to who he is from this experience in this story, I just kind of feel like now he's got a new story and some new conflicts he's going to have to deal with when trying to find out his true self. So that's what I think is the next immediate thing that he is going to be going through him. Card 6. Oh, that was card 6. I have a note here. That's why I got messed up. Card 6 is how the main character will apply mastery of the two worlds in the daily life, which I think is still plays right, is that now that he's mastered how to be gay and the real world, now he's trying to put them together, and he needs to fight to figure that out for himself. Card 7 is internal influences, which is also self to selfless. I got the Four of Cups reversed. Now, this card did fall off my table, so if it was right up, I don't know, but I'm getting more of a I'm getting more self out of this. Because if you look at this card, it's a director talking to his cast and giving them notes and doing that kind of thing. But we got a reversed card, and I kind of feel like he's not stable in his own emotions right now. He needs to take a minute to himself and be himself and figure out who he truly is and what he truly feels for everyone in his life. And that's kind of what I get out of this, is just that his emotions are not stable, but they're like not in a sad way, in a way that he knows what he needs to work on, in a sense. Number 8 is the external influences. The attitude toward friends, family, or the world, etc., or community, and the view of the main character. So, attitude toward friends, family, and the world. I mean, first of all, we got the Six of Cups reversed. And the Six of Cups is more of someone visiting from your past, someone from your childhood. They're obviously exchanging a gift here. They've got gifts that they're exchanging, and it's a happy moment. Obviously, it's after a moment of happy night, possibly. They're both shirtless and in their boxers, so maybe something dirty happened the night before. But this is also reversed. So I get kind of something adulting out of this, being more responsible. Maybe he is not as childish anymore. Like, remember, we've had Sage, who is jumping from job to job, didn't know who he was, embarrassed to be who he is, fell in love with a guy who treated him badly. So I think maybe he's learned some things from being a pre-gay. I don't know how you say that. A green gay. I don't know. Just someone who doesn't quite know how to be gay. And now that he has to go on, now that he's has lessons learned that he hasn't learned that yet, and he needs to go find himself, I think that's probably his attitude toward other people now that he knows who he is. Now, the community view toward him, I think, makes a little bit more sense, as everyone else sees him as not as childish anymore, taking on more responsibility, growing as a gay person, growing as a human, to learn who he is and what he wants in life, instead of just being a nomad and running around and expecting people to give things to him. So that's kind of what I'm getting from that card. Number 9 is the hopes and fears. I got the Five of Cups, and the fives usually mean conflict. I think the hopes are these two cups in the back. That is like a future relationship for him, but the fears are all of the breakups that he's going to go through eventually, if we want to go relationship wise for it. I think that if we wanted to keep him single, like what I said with the moon, and said when I mentioned Daniel Sloss, I wonder if this is more about him not knowing if he's going to find himself. He hopes that he does, but he fears that he's going to be on this journey for a long, long time, which it kind of is. You're always on a journey to find out who you truly are. And if you feel like you've stopped learning or you're done learning, you still have a long way to go. Number 10 is the next cycle. What is next for the main character? And I have the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is a perfectionist card, a lonely card, someone who stays indoors and tries to perfect something. In this case, kind of similar to the Hermit card. I kind of feel like he is going to need to be alone for a while after this. After this event with Guy, I think Sage needs to find himself, along with these 7 of Wands that people are going to come at him, and the fact that he doesn't know where he's at. So I kind of feel like he needs to be alone and kind of perfect himself for a minute, and just kind of be by himself to figure out who he truly is, the perfect version of himself. I have one more note, and it says, card 10 and 6 can be looked together. And that's kind of what I was just doing. So 10 and 6. So this is 10 and this is 6. And I kind of feel like he's going to need to use this and spend some time alone to figure out who he truly is. And he's going to have to be fighting against a lot of people who are going to be telling him how he needs to be and how things, instead of him figuring out who he needs to be. So I kind of feel like there's a give and take with both of those. And he needs to just be alone for a little while. Just take a breather from things. Figure out who he is. And that's what I think the next cycle is for him, kind of a thing. So again, the spread is down below. And until the next video.